Hey, welcome back to Right on the Money, the go-to resource for your financial decisions. Now, if you're just joining us, our guest today, Glen Wantje, president and founder of Wantje Financial out of Pittsburgh, PA. And we've been talking about retirement. And in fact, kind of three different phases of retirement. I know it's funny that we talked about the fact that retirement is different for everybody. And yet there are these three phases that everybody eventually falls into. Walk us through, because this is fascinating.
Dennis, I started in the business in 1999. So with 22 years of experience, I've really been able to see the progression of the different stages of retirement. What we do with our clients is we really focus on a bell curve type of income plan. Mm-hmm. And back when I first started with a lot of the larger firms, everyone was very, very focused on increasing income, and a gallon of milk's gonna cost more down the road, and a loaf of bread's the gas is gonna be higher. So you're gonna need more money 10, 15, 20 years into retirement. But what no one takes into fact is that as you get older, a lot of your spending habits actually decrease.
Yeah.
The golden years to my clients are those first 10 to 15 years where they may travel. They still feel an income need to help their kids. Mm-hmm. The grandkids are little and they want to take them to Disney.
Sure.
But eventually that bell curve starts to plateau and it starts to get even. I see it with my own parents. I see it with numerous clients, with other advisors and their clients, and they get to the point where maybe they don't travel as much. Maybe it's because of their health. Maybe because it's just, you know what, I'd rather just sit on the porch than to take a trip to the Grand Canyon. And eventually, after one spouse dies especially, that income curve starts to become diluted to where you don't need as much income as you did 10 to 15 years before.
On the one hand, what you said before about prices increasing, like, you know, milk is gonna cost more, and going to the movies and going out to eat, but if you're not doing that as much, if you're not as interested in being out there and doing those things, well, then it doesn't matter, even though they're going up. You're just consuming less of it.
Exactly. And we take in consideration, you know, health and life expectancy and spending habits, where your family's located. There's a lot of integral parts than just, I need a bigger check 15, 20 years down the road. And again, it seems like in our industry, unfortunately, a lot of the larger firms is always, hey, we need more money. You need to have increasing income. But realistically, if any of us right now think of family members or whatever, there is a select few that at 80, 85, 90, God bless them that they're still able to move as fast as they were at 62.
Sure.
But I'm telling you, out of the numerous clients that I helped, we try to make sure that first 10 to 15 years is rock solid on whatever they want to do, they're going to be able to afford.
Define the three. We said there's three segments. So there's that first, you said kind of the golden, get out there. Walk us through the next two. So there's the golden,
the biggest thing is after your spending habits start to come up and you sort of get into that zone of, I know exactly how much money I want to spend.
Yeah.
Because it takes a year and a half to really get into how much money do I need in retirement. It's a question I ask clients all the time, and a lot of times they look at me and they say, we really don't know what we're going to need.
Sure.
So eventually, once we find that need, you get to a point to where there's a plateau and a level, you basically level off with your income. And you almost know it down to a penny of what exactly your needs are. And then again, there's the back end of the bell curve to where maybe a spouse passes on. Well, of course, income's gonna drop down.
Sure.
Maybe it's your age, your health. There's various factors. But again, I can't say after the 22 years of experience how much when I track the different client spending habit, how if I had a graph to show how that bell curve is very, very relevant when it comes to your spending habits.
It sounds to me like you're working with clients on having a successful retirement instead of talking about the XYZ product or I can get you this kind of return.
I look at it more as we need to build the foundation of the house first before we start picking out what type of cabinets and paint we want on the walls.
Sure.
That stuff's easy. You know, from my experience and the companies I work with, the dollars and cents, That's my job, to make sure I educate the clients and find the appropriate financial product for them. But we can't start adding on bedrooms if we don't have that foundation. And to me, it's a foundation of, like I said earlier, what does retiring mean? Not retirement. It's retire means. And if I do that, then the client and myself can work together to find the appropriate products to get them exactly what they need.
We're going to take a break. I want to talk to you about products, one in particular that I hear a lot of pros and cons, and I want your opinion on that. So we're going to talk about that coming up on Right on the Money.